Afternoon, I guess. Yeah, it's been a pretty mad 24 hours, to be honest, since we got the news yesterday morning that we had 2 positive lateral flows amongst the management team. We obviously took the right precautions then to keep everyone in one place and isolate them. And I guess then we had the news last night that we feared that there had been a bigger spread amongst the group. And then, the last 12 hours has been a bit of a blur, to be honest. I don't think any have gone home yet. They're still at the team hotel, and each case needs to be treated individually and risk assessed. And I mean that from the perspective of what's going on at home as much as what's going on with them. But obviously with the aim to get them back home as quickly and as safely as possible. Yeah, well, very, very close actually, Aggers, but certainly, yes, you're right, and you know better than anyone. Last year we lived in biosecure environments. This year we tried to operate in what we called safe environments, and just from the nature of what we were doing this year, playing all around the country, traveling a lot. Hotels weren't sole use, so we were sharing certain spaces within the hotels, but not key areas like eating areas. And given this variant, which is clearly more infectious, I'm not the expert on that, but it clearly is, the risks of us catching infection in the group were obviously going to go up. And we hoped, as I say, yesterday morning, that we might have had a couple of positives and we could isolate them, but given the size of the spread within the group, the only thing to do was to isolate the whole group and move forward with a completely different squad. Well, again, if we look at it, if we go back to the start of this summer, I think we always hoped, Aggers, that we would move somewhat with society as society started to open up, and that was always the plan until the variant arrived. So actually, what we had planned in terms of opening up, in terms of much more access to families, into eating outside, into the normal freedoms other people are taking for granted right now, just didn't happen. And we had discussions about this as recent as the weekend with the players, that we still hope for this to be the case. And then this happens, and it's a reminder to all of us what this can do to a team and to a sports team, particularly right now when we're sort of living at a different rate to society. We're almost misaligned to how at odds to how society is operating, and that is particularly difficult when we know that one case can shut you down, let alone 7. So it's something we're constantly juggling with, and we're certainly juggling with the amount of time our players have spent in these environments. Well, and we haven't gambled. I don't believe we've gambled at all, and we are fully aware of the risks. No one is more than us, and that's the knife edge we are working on all the time, is this bit around looking after our people and keeping them sane as much as anything, with protecting the revenues of the whole game. And it's a really difficult balance to strike, but I think we're also hopeful that post 19th of July, some things may change, and that we may have, I don't know about more freedoms, but more freedoms in the event of a positive case to treat things differently. And that's what we're hoping for, and I think that's what sport needs going forward. I think Pakistan have been extremely understanding of the situation, how we've handled it. It's an unprecedented situation in terms of what we've been able to do over the last even 12 to 16, 18 hours, from making the decision that squad, that group of people was not viable to take forwards, to having a whole new group of players and management team. I think is an incredible effort by everyone involved, whether that be at ECB or from the network, who we've had a lot of support from. So look, it's we're dealing with a very difficult circumstance here, but I think we've done as well as we can, and there is still a bit of unknown, and we probably won't sleep easy until we've got through those tests when we arrive in Cardiff. Well, when we did selection late last night, clearly we have some of the best white ball batsmen in the world at the moment, which is fantastic. Now they're missing, but what we've never questioned is Alex's ability. The reason he's absent from these teams previously are for different reasons, and they're not things for us to get into now, I don't think, and not things for us to get into over the last 12 hours. So, that's all I'm going to say on it.